Hello and welcome to Pisgah Health Today. My name is Angela Owen, and it's my privilege to host this program brought to you by the Pisgah Health Foundation. The Pisgah Health Foundation is a public 501c3 charity founded in 2019 by a board of 7 caring individuals committed to improving the health, wellness, and lives of Western North Carolina. Our special guest today is Sally Kadaris. She is the Camp Director for Camp Bluebird of Western North Carolina. Welcome to our program today, Sally. We're so excited to have you with us.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Sally comes to us as a licensed clinical social worker. She's been in Western North Carolina serving for over 10 years. She has 4 years of oncology experience at Mission Hospital. She lives with her husband and 2 girls in Henderson County. Actually met her husband in the Asheville area. They love the outdoors, enjoy biking and hiking and kayaking and just being together as a family. And we are so honored and excited to have her as camp director for Camp Bluebird to tell us a little bit about this really special organization. So what is Camp Bluebird of Western North Carolina, Sally?
Well, Camp Bluebird is a program for cancer survivors. Cancer survivors, that is a broad definition for Camp Bluebird. It is anyone at any point in their cancer journey. So they could have just been diagnosed. They could have been diagnosed 30 years ago. They could be in the middle of treatment. They could be done with treatment. So we consider a camper to be anybody that has faced cancer in their life at any point, and they are always welcome at our camp and with our program.
Incredible opportunity to bridge those relationships. What is the relationship between Pisgah Health Foundation and Camp Bluebird of Western North Carolina now?
Well, as of just earlier this year, around May, Pisgah Health Foundation is now kind of oversees Camp Bluebird. We're underneath them. They help us manage all our fundraising, and they just have a wonderful staff that's really helped camp and is helping camp move into a more directions to hopefully outreach and reach more campers, more survivors, especially during this time, this difficult year. I just appreciate the foundation's help in being able to reach out to campers virtually through Facebook, through our recent virtual camp, so that we are there to provide support and community for our campers, even when it's a time of isolation.
So let's talk about that virtual camp just a little bit here. Normally people are gathering together, they get those relationships, they're sharing meals together, doing crafts. How in the world do you create a virtual experience that tries to mimic that and make it meaningful? Tell us a little bit more about that virtual experience.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, our camp typically would be in person. It would usually be over 3 days at beautiful Bon Clark in Flat Rock, North Carolina. It's been held there for over 20 years. We have a wonderful relationship with them. But this year, obviously we couldn't hold it in person because of the virus, but also because of the virus, our campers are immune compromised. So they're even at a higher risk of um, getting the virus and it having complications. So even when we thought about, hey, we could have it in person, but implement all these different things to make it safe, really we had to step away from that and take into consideration that even wasn't the safest route for our campers. So I was very thankful when Lex Green at the foundation had a conversation with me and said, what if we made camp virtual? And I was like, all right, I've never done anything like that before. But he gave me a wonderful team, and we put together a great one-day virtual camp on a Saturday. It was back in November before Thanksgiving. And we had wonderful volunteers, a lot of our volunteers from our in-person camp, and our campers got on Zoom. It was live. We had music, we had snacks, we had crafts, we had yoga and cooking, all the things that we typically enjoy at camp, but it was all virtual. And the wonderful piece of it is that campers still got to have the community experience. They still got to see each other's faces. They still got to participate in conversation and just have a little bit of respite like they typically would at camp.
Sally, I had the privilege of being a part of that day and to see the impact of the activities, and the campers, they stayed fully engaged the full day, and
Mhm.
it was a really special experience. What have you seen relative to just kind of ongoing conversation even after that day in the community online, for example, on Facebook and such?
We've had some wonderful pictures posted by our campers. A lot of emails were sent to me and messages on Facebook just talking about how much they appreciated the virtual experience, that they had felt so isolated for so long, since going into quarantine in March. That's a very long period of time to not see anyone, to not attend any support groups, to not go to church. So there was a real sense of isolation among our community of bluebirds. And so what I've heard from our campers is just how much they appreciated that one day of being able to socialize, to be able to do just fun things. And one of the most wonderful things that the foundation provides is we provided a package that was sent to each camper that contained all the things that they needed for the camp experience. And this was all free. This was all through donations and through the foundation that we were able to provide all the materials for crafts, their t-shirt, even a snack, so that the campers didn't have to worry about anything. It was just ready and there for them.
It's like bringing the camp right there into your home, but
It was.
simply connecting you on this
Mhm.
online platform of Zoom. Well, Sally, it's amazing to think about, when a time when it could have been so easy to say, well, we just won't this year,
Mhm.
that you, under your leadership and through Pisgah Health Foundation's leadership, you were able to pull off this camp. And I believe there perhaps are some dreams for some big things moving forward. So what's next? How do you see Camp Bluebird unfolding, and what can you share that you're
Mhm.
hoping to build on moving forward in the community?
Well, certainly we're hoping to one day have another in-person camp to return to that true mission of a 3-day retreat for our survivors. So we're very hopeful for that. We don't know when that will be able to happen. We'll definitely consult with, community providers, oncologists, nurses to get some, advice on when that is the safest time. And we'll work closely with Bond Clarkin to make sure that it's safe. But in the meantime, we'll look at potentially having another virtual camp, maybe even in the spring. And then we want to expand, the support the camp provides, hopefully through support groups in the near future. Maybe not even call it support group, but just more of a community circle virtually where our campers can come together on a more regular basis just to see one another for an hour or two a month. And we're just going to explore, we're reaching out to our campers, we're asking for feedback. We want to know what would be most beneficial to them. And then hopefully we can provide a more ongoing support experience so that they feel connected throughout the year instead of just, once or twice a year.
Really building on that community
Hmm.
experience. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Well, Sally, is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know about Camp Bluebird, or how
Hmm.
can they know more, get in touch, that sort of thing?
Hmm. Well, Camp Bluebird has been a long-standing tradition, not just in our community, but it actually started in Birmingham, Alabama, and then it came to Western North Carolina through the help of a nurse and a chaplain who kind of took the franchise from there and brought it to Western North Carolina. So it's been here for well over a couple decades, and so I just encourage people to look into it more, to look into the longstanding history of Camp Bluebird, to know what it's always the meaning it has for our campers, that it provides essentially what the bluebird, the symbol of the bluebird, is hope. And it provides a sense of hope, a hope for community, a hope for support, and a hope for fellowship. So they can reach out to me just through my email, which is bluebird@pisgahhealthfoundation.org. They can go to our website and our Facebook page as well. On our Facebook page and our website, you can view links from our virtual camp, so you can kind of see what the camp experience was like for our campers. Um, and of course, just to call us and we can give you all the information you need. We would happy to have more involved and more people involved and more people interested. And of course, we want to reach more survivors.
Fantastic. Well, Sally, on behalf of the Board of Directors at Pisgah Health Foundation, I want to say thank you to you for your leadership, and to the rest of the team for what you have been doing and what you continue to do through Camp Bluebird. It's a tremendous service, and we are so excited and grateful for what you're doing as the camp
Thank you.
director.
I appreciate it, Angela.
Thank you for being here on Pisgah Health today. We also want to thank Wildflower Media for their technical and creative support, and say thank you to the board of directors and the staff at Pisgah Health Foundation, along with the Physicians Roundtable. If you would like to hear and support more stories like this one that you heard today, let me encourage you to go to pisgahhealthinsider.org and join the movement. Until we see you on the next Pisgah Health Today, stay well and be well.